The little yellow-haired whirlpool Naruto, whose soul pierces through, is bound to a less serious life selector. On the first day of class, you should warmly greet your classmates and make a choice. Option 1. Good morning Hinata Sauce, may I ask if you are interested? Option 2. Sakura and your broad forehead. Good morning, I'll give you a chance today. Option 3. Inoue Sauce, if you dance for me now, I can reward you with. Option 4. Yeah, I heard your sister is quite beautiful. It's best for you to introduce her to me and get to know her. Naruto. Keywords of the novel. Kiba. Naruto's unnormal life choices no pop-ups, Kiba. Naruto's unnormal life choices download the complete text, Kiba. Naruto's unnormal life choices latest chapter reading. Chapter 1. The other party has a daughter. You are listening at Novel Full. Audio. Chapter 1. The other party has a daughter. In the 63rd year of the year, a strong wind swept across the earth, scattering the emerald green leaves and landing on the heads of many people. A soul from afar quietly arrived here, occupying the body of a yellow-haired boy. The wide street is crowded with irregular houses on 1 to 3 floors, and between the houses, there are narrow and crowded alleys, like a maze that makes it difficult for outsiders to understand. In one of the old paths, there is a row of small commodity stores that have been open for more than 30 years. The thin yellow-haired Naruto lies peacefully on the ground without any movement. The discomfort emanating from his body made him unable to move, and the noisy surroundings were like maggots crawling in his ears, making him feel nauseous and uncomfortable. Is the fox demon little ghost dead? It's good to die, let's take it as revenge for the 4 generations deceased Hokage. Shoo, keep your voice down. 3rd generation adults have ordered not to harm him. Can't I even talk about it? What's the point? Alas, it's a pity that the grocery store owner will probably be punished for the fox demon's death. Little devil, don't pretend to be dead. I just gave you a push. Just pushed it a bit. Is that all? Naruto Vortex endured the strong discomfort on his body and stumbled up, staring at the person standing directly in front of him. Pushing his grocery store owner. Seeing Naruto stand up, the grocery store owner obviously breathed a sigh of relief, feeling grateful that he didn't have to be punished by the 3rd generation Hokage Lord. Humph, since you're not dead, why don't you get out of here and block my business? It's really unlucky. Is it unlucky? Naruto stared coldly at the grocery store owner. In front of Naruto's gaze, inexplicably, the grocery store owner suddenly felt that even the air had become unusually cold. Ding! Life selector loaded successfully. Passive selection trigger. The grocery store owner, Ichiro Yamamoto, pushed you to. What choice will you make? Choose one, stay friendly. Have the other person kneel down and apologize, then forgive them. Complete the reward, eliminate negative physical states. Option 2, rational treatment. Beat the other person and have them kneel down to lick your shoes. This has been exposed. Complete the reward, 3 body technique. Option 3, act recklessly. The other party has a daughter. The father pays off the debt to the daughter. Complete the reward, perfect upgrade of sexuality. Option 4, ruthless and ruthless. Slay it. Complete the reward, spiral pill. Seeing the 4 options suddenly popping up in front of him, Naruto couldn't help but freeze. Life choices. Naruto quickly understood that this was the golden finger of the traveler, but this choice seemed unreliable. Why is his temper so bad? The perfect version of seduction has been upgraded very well. Cannot be used by oneself, exclude directly. Even if he is ruthless and ruthless, he can be ruled out directly. This is my village, and the senior management of Mai is constantly monitoring him. How could it be done? Even if it can be done, it is not worth putting oneself in danger for a spiral pill. There are only 1 and 2 options available, and compared to clearing so-called negative states, Naruto prefers the 3 body technique. But now he can clearly feel that this body is in a weak state, and it is not certain whether he can defeat the opponent. Hey, stinky little devil, I told you to leave quickly, didn't you hear me? Yamamoto Ichiro was stared at by Naruto in panic, swallowed his saliva, and shouted loudly to drive Naruto away. Naruto smiled. Originally, he was a bit hesitant about whether to follow the choice of this life selector, but now it's up to you. I have to give it a try before I know if I can win or not. Even before crossing over, he didn't know what tolerance was. I'll give you 10 seconds to kneel down and apologize. Stinky little devil, what are you saying? Upon hearing Naruto's words, Ichiro Yamamoto instinctively began to curse, but when faced with Naruto's increasingly cold gaze, he felt like his throat was stuck and he couldn't speak. 10. Naruto clenched his fist and began the countdown. 9. Seeing no movement from Ichiro Yamamoto, Naruto took a step forward. 8. The people around saw this scene with an expression that was as expected. I'll just say, the fox demon will definitely not coexist peacefully with us. I really don't know why they still keep him in the village. Third-generation adults are really too kind. This kind of guy should be killed directly, and the result is to protect him. Stay away from him, be careful that he will affect us later. Poor Yamamoto, facing this monster alone. The original teacher was right. One person's whispers may not be heard, but a group of people are speaking, and that's a torrent in their ears. It's really noisy. Naruto muttered impatiently in his heart, ignoring them. Instead, he continued to watch as Ichiro Yamamoto pushed him and continued counting the next number. 3. Wait, isn't it 10? Yamamoto Ichiro couldn't help but grow his mouth, his eyes staring like Tongling. Oh, I can't wait anymore, so I'm a little faster. Naruto's tone was cold and he continued to shout the next number. 1. After shouting 10 counts, Naruto's aura suddenly changed, he put on a combat posture, clenched his right fist, and the punch rushed towards Yamamoto Ichiro's face. I'm sorry, please forgive me. Looking at the approaching fist, Yamamoto Ichiro's legs softened and he knelt down to pray for forgiveness. Perhaps others would laugh at him, as a middle-aged man was scared to his knees by a small stinky little ghost. But just facing Naruto directly was a feeling that only he knew best. The unfounded fear that surged in his heart was as if he was about to die. Is this the power of a fox demon? Remember, in the future, if others haven't provoked you, it's best not to provoke them either. Even if I let you go this time. Naruto withdrew his fist and looked around. You guys are the same, best of all, don't provoke me. After speaking, he left the place without looking back and returned to the apartment where he originally lived. Ding! Congratulations to the host for completing option 1. We will soon distribute rewards to the host. Due to the special nature of this reward, please be prepared. Special rewards. How special can it be? Naruto was curious and opened the bedroom door, lying quietly in bed waiting. Eliminating negative physical states begins. Successfully eliminated hunger. Successfully eliminated malnutrition. Eliminating chakra disorder in progress, 1%, 25%, 50%, 75%, 100%. Suddenly, Naruto felt like his entire body was instantly unblocked, as if the shackles of a person in prison had been lifted, providing unparalleled comfort. He was planning to move his body when the mechanical sound rang out again. The reward hasn't ended yet. Eliminating ugly looks is in progress, 1%. In an instant, drowsiness hit, and Naruto gradually immersed himself in his dream. The strength of the human pillar is different, I will report it first. A ninja wearing a dog-faced mask squatted on a tree trunk outside the window, got up, and raced in a certain direction. End of this chapter. Chapter 2. Even the great fox is not sure. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 2. Even the big fox is not sure weighing office. As the sun hung high, the third-generation fire shadow ape flying sun slash, dressed in a red robe, stood in front of the window, quietly watching the thriving streets of the wooden leaves. Apes flying, there is an abnormality in the nine-tailed human pillar's strength. Tuanzong, wrapped in bandages all over, broke into the Hokage office with a cane and said, "Today he wants to take action against a civilian and even forces them to kneel down and apologize." San Daimu turned around and glanced at him, saying indifferently, I know. You know, it's good. Since Renjuli has shown an intention to harm the villagers now, why not just hand him over to me and let me cultivate him into a weapon to defend the wooden leaves? Tuanzang said in a deep voice. San Daimu squinted his eyes and took a puff of his dry cigarette, saying, "I will handle Naruto's affairs myself. It's best not to interfere without authorization." As the words fell, Tuanzang's face looked a bit unsightly, and he snorted coldly before turning around and leaving. "You will regret it." "Do you regret it? There are already many things to regret." After he left, Sandaimu exhaled a mouthful of smoke and said, "Naruto, will you make me regret it?" Daida. Naruto looked around. The environment was dark and humid, with water 10 centimeters deep beneath his feet. In the distance, the sound of wild beasts hissing could be faintly heard. The road ahead was not very clear, and Naruto touched the wall and walked slowly. Before long, the timeline gradually brightened, until the end, facing a huge cage. He couldn't help but open his mouth wide, his eyes wide open, and he was terrified. A huge fox is being held in a strange way inside the cage. As someone who has watched the Naruto anime, Naruto does not have too much emotional fluctuation towards the big fox Kyuchi in the cage. What truly shocked him was why Kyuchi was bound in an extremely outrageous way. Give a brief description. It can be described with a single letter. The shape of M. 2 forearms were tied behind the head, and the long fox's mouth was also bound by an iron chain and could not speak, only emitting a slight roar. Jiuwei's eyes were filled with a towering hatred, as it wanted to break free from the iron chains that bound its body and constantly used chakras for impact. But unfortunately, it has no effect at all, and even its chakra cannot escape the range of the iron chain. Passive selection trigger. Nine Tails looks at you with a hateful gaze. It doesn't know who caused the thing that binds it. Now it just wants to pour out its hatred crazily, tearing you to pieces. What choice will you make? Choose one, stay friendly. Tell it that today's seal is just a small warning, and if you dare to cause trouble again, give it even harsher punishment next time. Completion reward, 3% control of the Nine Tails, option 2, rational treatment. Persuade it to sign a contract with you and agree to become your servant under your seat. Complete the reward, Devil's Contract X1, option 3, act recklessly. Even a big fox is not impossible. Coincidentally, it has been completely restrained by now, hehe. Complete the reward, 5% control of the Nine Tails, option 4, ruthless and ruthless. Without further ado, tear him into pieces. Complete the reward, 50% of nine-tailed chakras. Upon hearing the sound of the selector, Naruto knew that the Nine Tails would become what they are now, probably due to the reaction brought about by clearing the chakra disorder. It is the source of the disorder, so the best solution is to address it from the root. Just why? It's necessary to tie the Nine Tails in this position. Although it is very effective, to some extent, is it a bit abnormal? And what kind of ghost is reckless behavior? Do you want to be so crazy? I'm not a hard person, can we not make this cross-species move? Heartless and ruthless, it was also something completely impossible. After observation, Naruto boldly entered the cage and tried it out. Not to mention tearing the Nine Tails into pieces, even its hair couldn't be pulled. As for the root of rational treatment, Naruto thinks it is quite good, but he can try to persuade rationally. However, Jade is so bound that he can't even speak, so how should he rationally agree? So the final option is only friendly. Jade stared at Naruto with fierce eyes, not understanding what this tiny human bug was doing, nor why it suddenly turned into this appearance. It was only normal to use his own chakra to interfere with this bug, forcing him to eventually use his own chakra and gradually being influenced by himself. But today, countless iron chains grew out of thin air and locked it tightly. Whose sealing technique is this? It's so terrifying. 9 tails. The insect, which was not even as tall as its nails, called out to it. Do you want to consider signing a contract with me? As my servant, I will give you freedom. Naruto still wants to try option 2, mainly to see what the demon contract is. Suddenly, Jade felt the iron chain wrapped around his mouth slightly loosen, and there was no problem speaking anymore. Roar. A low roar of anger sounded, and the water flow in the entire space was driven back towards the outside of the cage. However, it is useless. It still hasn't been able to break free from its constraints. Oh, you really don't want to cooperate. It seems like I was overthinking. Naruto scratched the back of his head and looked at Jade with a smile. Today's seal is just a small warning for you. If you dare to cause trouble again next time, then I don't mind giving you even harsher punishment. Tear you apart. Ha ha ha, despicable bug, if you want to tear me apart, you can give it a try. Naruto's words made Nine-Tailed feel ridiculous. As a tailed beast, it knows the situation of the human pillar's strength clearly. Can it tear itself apart? However, in the next moment, Jade couldn't laugh anymore. Naruto raised his hand slightly, and the finger of its right front paw inexplicably jumped along, completely out of its control. Ding! Congratulations to the host for completing option 1. The reward has been successfully distributed, and they have obtained 3% of the control of the 9 tails. There is still 97% gap between them and the host's ability to fully control the 9 tails. Well, this reward seems to be good too. When Naruto opened his eyes again, the room was already in darkness. It's already dark. The last one has been going on for so long, eliminate what the ugly looks are, don't make me look like nothing else. Flipping out of bed, he plunged into the bathroom and turned on the light. In front of the bathroom mirror, Naruto stood dumbfounded and reached out to touch his cheek. It's really amazing. The person in the mirror is no longer the short, ugly, and rubbed loser, with the same face. At first glance, it doesn't change much, but upon closer inspection, it feels like a different person. The skin has become fair and smooth, the facial contours are sharp and angular, the eyebrows are sharp, the blue pupils are lively, the nose bridge is high and straight, the lips are slightly thin, and the 6 beard marks on the face have disappeared. Even the height has increased significantly, about 6 centimeters higher than before. If you have to describe it, it is the high-end version of Youth Watergate. End of this chapter. Chapter 3. I heard that your sister is very beautiful. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 3. I heard that your sister is very beautiful. The next day, the sun rises 3 poles. On the day of the ninja school graduation exam, Naruto got up early and the first thing he did after washing up was to go to the street to buy some fitting clothes. Due to growing a lot, the clothes he had worn before were too tight. Like a spirited young man. The process of buying clothes is much simpler than Naruto imagined, and the shop owner is very curious and willing to sell the clothes to him. To be honest, although Naruto doesn't have much money in his wallet, he can still make ends meet. However, the villagers of my village have not treated him well, so even if he has money, he can't buy anything. And this time, the female shop owner not only sold decisively, but also was particularly enthusiastic. Little brother, black summer shorts and white T-shirts are even more suitable. The female shop owner's gaze never left Naruto's face throughout the entire process. and she spoke in a gentle voice that Naruto had never heard of before, saying, "If you buy together, I can give you a 50% discount." 50% off. That's just a free gift. Naruto looked at the isometric mirror in the store and touched her cheek. I'm afraid she didn't even recognize who I was. The benefits of being a handsome guy are just good. Let's pack it together, thank you. After politely thanking, Naruto calmly accepted the item exchanged for his face and entered the fitting room to change into new clothes and pants before planning to leave. As soon as I walked to the door, I heard the female shopkeeper eagerly say, "Little brother, remember to come here often to play." Passive selection trigger. The enthusiastic female owner of the clothing store did not recognize you as the annoying child. She really likes you, a sunny and handsome young lady, and invited you. What choice will you make? To choose one, stay friendly. Impatiently tell her that she is a devout woman, really bow down, and decisively reject her. Complete the reward. The effect of clearing the mind and reducing desires lasts for 300 days, option 2, rational treatment. Agree to her invitation and come alone to discuss life with her in the quiet of the night. Complete the reward, 3 body technique, option 3, reckless. Agree to her invitation and take it one step further by devising a precise plan to bring her body and mind back to normal after 7 days. Complete the reward, perfect advanced version of 3 body technique, option 4, ruthless and ruthless. No need to say more, kill it on the spot. Complete the reward, corpse servant. The following 3 choices are still as usual, more perverted than perverts. But what's the first rule that was a little normal? God is pure-hearted and has few desires. What kind of reward is this? 300 more days. Do you insist on me exploring life? Naruto thought for a moment and immediately put this dangerous idea behind him. Strange women are very dangerous. So, give it a try. With no choice, Naruto accelerated his pace and ran forward, and in no time he had already run far. At this time, it was 8 o'clock in the morning, and most residents had just woken up for a short time, so Naruto was the first customer of this clothing store. Therefore, after he left, the female shop owner followed out to take a look. Oh my, Xiao Jingtai is so good, even when he runs, he is so cute. After running for a while, Naruto stood at the entrance of the Kiba ninja school, gasping for breath. Ding! If the host voluntarily leaves the target, it is considered as giving up the choice. Life should not be avoided, please face your future directly. Fart. It's up to me. The final say my future. Naruto showed a brilliant smile. The experiment was successful, and the choice he didn't want to make was to leave. This is the true choice. With a yawn, Naruto lazily walked into the school and once again felt the immediate changes brought about by his improved appearance, as well as how precocious little girls in this world are. As soon as they walked into the school gate, a group of little potato dices shamelessly stared at Naruto's face, and their gaze followed Naruto's back as they passed by. Entering the teaching building, groups of little girls were chatting and laughing, peeking at Naruto, and even coaxing to get to know him. However, Naruto's footsteps did not stop, dispelling their thoughts. Humming a tune and singing a song, I happily walked to the classroom where I belonged. It's so annoying. In the classroom, the suddenly noisy sound woke up Naruto, who was sleeping. He looked slowly towards the source of the sound and then widened his eyes as if he had seen something terrifying. I saw several girls in the same class gathered around a familiar and unfamiliar yellow-haired boy outside the classroom, staring non-stop. And Lumaru couldn't believe it was reality either. He opened his mouth slightly, rubbed his eyes hard, and then looked again. Rub it again, look again. It's fake. Hello, Dingji. Lumaru raised his hand and pushed Chodao Dingji next to him, saying, take a look over there. What are you looking at? Ding Ci stopped holding the potato chips and looked towards Lumaru's finger, muttering, isn't that Naruto? What's there to see? That's Naruto. Ding Si's potato chip slipped from his hand, and his chubby eyes, which were originally narrowed into a slit, instantly widened, giving off a ghostly appearance. My life is long, I fell into illusion in broad daylight. Mom and Dad, please save me. Unlike the already dull and stone-carved Ding Si, the current Naruto feels extremely annoyed. The little girl chattered incessantly next to her ear, it was really unbearable. Naruto, are you really Naruto? Your changes are too significant, right? Is this a genetic mutation? Basically, the eyes of the whole class are now fixed on the ever-changing Naruto, with the inconspicuous white-eyed girl Hinata in the middle, the shocked Sakura in the front row, and Ino in front of her, who is seeking advice on skin whitening techniques. Naruto, did you secretly learn some particularly powerful transformation technique? But that's not right. You're a crane tail, how could you possibly learn such a powerful technique, said Inuzuka, who was holding a dog in his arms and looked incredulous at this moment. Naruto had no leisure to pay attention to their questions and was carefully looking at the 4 options that appeared in front of him, thinking about which one to choose. Active selection trigger. As graduation approaches, you should warmly and actively greet your classmates. What choices will you make? Goal 1, Hinata. Good morning Hinata Sauce, may I ask if you are interested in marrying me? Complete the reward, Shadow Clone Technique, Goal 2, Haruno Sakura. Sakura and your broad forehead. Good morning, today I give you a chance. If you sincerely ask me, I can barely accept you as my servant. Complete the reward, Stunt, Goal 3, Inoue in the Mountains. Inoue Sauce. If you give me a solo strip dance, I can privately teach you how to look good tonight. Complete the reward, Perfect Version of Seduction, Option 4, Inzuka. Yeah, I heard your sister is quite beautiful. It's best for you to introduce her to me, otherwise I'll kill your Akamaru and eat dog meat. Complete the reward, Instant Body Technique, end of this chapter. Chapter 4. I Want Everything. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 4 I Want Everything. The first reward is the Shadow Avatar Technique, while the fourth reward is the Instant Avatar Technique. The former can summon physical avatars to fight together, while the latter is the basic Instant Avatar Technique that uses chakra attachment to the legs to achieve high speed movement. Although both have low ninjutsu levels, they are highly practical. If chosen, these 2 techniques are the best options. The reward stunt for the second option is also good, and it can save life in critical moments. The seduction technique that can only be obtained with the option of the third Inoue may seem better than nothing, but a perfect version is displayed at the end. What should I do? I really want it all. Which one should I choose better? Just as Naruto was seriously contemplating, Inuzuka suddenly grabbed Naruto's shoulder and shook him. Tell me quickly, did you use a special transformation technique? Pop. Naruto slapped Inuzuka's hand and said, do you know that you're very noisy? Inuzuka suddenly became unhappy. Hey, Naruto and I, why is he still getting pulled up? Do you want to fight? Upon hearing this, Naruto smiled slightly and said, TSK. You provoked me first, so don't blame me for offending you. Ha. Ya's tone seemed to have heard some big joke, and he kept laughing while holding his stomach. Are you suffering from amnesia, forgetting that you are a crane tail, and even saying it offends me? If you're afraid, you can beg for mercy. Naruto tried to activate the 9-tailed chakra inside his body while speaking, and yesterday he gained 3% control. Correspondingly, he can now freely use the 9-tailed chakra at 3%. I've come up with a good way for you to forgive me, Naruto said. Yeah, I heard your sister is quite beautiful. You'd better introduce her to me, otherwise I'll kill your Akamaru and eat dog meat. Crane tail, I see you're really crazy. Are you seeking death? As the son of the leader of the Inuzuka clan, Inuzuka values his ninja dog Akamaru the most besides his family. Now, Naruto, with his crane tail, dares to offend his sister and Akamaru at the same time. Not only him, but also his classmates around him feel that Naruto is crazy. After all, everyone has been together for so long, knowing each other's roots and bottom line, and knowing who is what kind of person. Although Inuzuka is carefree, his strength is actually ranked in the top few of this season, and the only one who can stabilize him is the first-place Uchiha Sasuke. Naruto, on the other hand, is a player who has been winning the championship for years. He has not even learned the most basic 3 body skills so far. How can he fight with his teeth? But Naruto has always been such an annoying guy who remembers to eat or fight. Ah, boring. I thought Naruto had become more handsome, but it seems like he used the transformation technique as you said. Ino collapsed and retreated to his position. The other classmates also dispersed and took the initiative to make room for the angry tooth to teach Naruto a lesson. Naruto, are you crazy? Ding Ci didn't understand and said, why would he provoke ya if he had nothing to do? Who knows? Lumaru lazily yawned. It's good to give Naruto a little lesson from ya. Naruto's words are really unpleasant and have never been pleasing. Like most people, Sakura, who had been pursued by Naruto before, also believed that Naruto would be beaten up next. Ming Naruto Jun. White-eyed girl Hinata grabbed her pants with both hands and looked at Naruto with concern. At the same time, the black-haired boy Uchiha Sasuke sitting by the 4th-row window said softly, bored. Yeah, and he can still hold on and on for a while, but Naruto usually only needs one move to win, which is a one-sided crushing and not very attractive. Everyone's gaze turned to Ya and Naruto, as if they were enjoying a one-sided beating. Kamaru, a ninja dog with only teeth, looked at Naruto's appearance as if feeling something, trembling all over. At this time, Ya did not notice the abnormality of Akamaru. For him, there was no need to teach Naruto, a guy with a crane tail, to take Akamaru and fight together. He bent down and posed in the fighting posture of the Inuzuka clan, saying, Crane tail, if you apologize to me and Akamaru now, I can use less force when I hit you later. Naruto still had a calm expression, his gaze sweeping around his enthusiastic classmates, taking turns to glance at Ino, Sakura, and Hinata. He has an idea that needs to be experimented with. Crane tail, at this moment, you dare to ignore me. At this moment, you couldn't help but jump up and charge towards Naruto with a tiger pounce. Ding! Congratulations to the host for completing Goal 4. The reward, Instant Body Technique, has been successfully distributed. Is there anything strange about ignoring you? As soon as the words fell, Naruto mobilized chakra to his legs and suddenly erupted, concentrating a portion of the 9-tailed chakra to his knees. In an instant, it flickered in front of Yaya and forcefully pressed against his abdomen. With a loud bang, the teeth flew backwards and even the teacher's desk was knocked over, crashing straight into the wall. Silence. In an instant, the classroom was completely silent. Quiet, even the sound of breathing can be heard clearly. How could it be? He surprisingly defeated Fong with just one blow. Yeah, this is something that even Sasuke can't do. Amazing voices echoed around, even Sasuke himself was stunned. He had no intention of watching this farce, but it ended so quickly that he couldn't even turn his head. It started so hard that I saw Naruto killing his teeth in a flash, Lumaru murmured, I need to sleep a little longer and wake up. Ding Ci, who was sitting next to him, put the potato chips aside and lay down to sleep in the posture of Lumaru, saying, I'm also getting up a bit. I'll take a nap. What they didn't know was that Naruto was already a powerful whirlpool clan, and after eliminating negative physical states, their strength had reached its peak in this age group. In addition, the effect of the 9-tailed chakra allows his strength to reach about 3 times the normal level. Even if he doesn't use the instant body technique he just obtained, it's only a matter of time before he can win the tooth battle. However, Naruto himself did not expect that in the future, his teeth would become so vulnerable to becoming one of the top 12 Konoha players. Weak explosion. At this moment, Ye had already fallen into a coma. Akamaru glanced at Naruto and then at Ye, intending to seek revenge for Ye. However, the extremely evil chakra he had just experienced made him fearful. After barking twice, Akamaru ran to Yaya's side to accompany him, staring at Naruto without daring to move. It has to be said that this is a good dog. Naruto had no intention of taking action against Akamaru, he was just trying to achieve his mission objectives. Now that you have mastered the instant technique, you should start experimenting. Once again attaching chakra to his leg, Naruto quickly approached Sakura. Mingmingrin. As Naruto, who had just easily defeated Ye, approached her, Sakura suddenly felt her heart beating faster. End of this chapter. Chapter 5. New Pranks. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 5. New Pranks. It has never been a secret that Naruto likes Sakura, as anyone who knows both Naruto and Sakura knows and understands this. So now, after defeating Ye, Naruto runs to Sakura to seek praise, and no one thinks it strange. And for Sakura, she has always disliked Naruto since she started liking her, because Naruto is not good looking, has a crane tail, and even sticks to her like a piece of dog skin ointment. She likes the type of opposite sex like Sasuke, who is both handsome and strong in personality. Nowadays, Naruto seems to have become the type of Sasuke, and for some reason, Sakura is now looking forward to Naruto's daily flattery towards her. Wait a moment. If Naruto confesses to me, would you like to consider him a bit? But what I have always liked is Sasuke. Ah, it's so annoying. Let's have a better attitude towards Naruto later and consider future matters later. Faced with the displeased gaze of Ino, the biggest competitor next to her, Sakura automatically recognized that she was jealous of herself. After all, Naruto immediately came to find her after defeating Yaya with a single blow. Well, wild boar, she doesn't have such a pursuer. As soon as she thought of this, Sakura couldn't help but sit up proudly and greet Naruto with a smile. Most people love to compare, and the direction of comparison for girls is mostly related to their beauty and pursuers. Today, Naruto is giving her a hard time. Ino's teeth were itching with anger on the side, and his delicate and lovely face was filled with unhappiness. Hinata in the back looked at Naruto, feeling slightly disappointed, and said to himself that Naruto-jun was really kind to Sakura. Naruto, good morning. Good morning, Sakura. And your broad forehead. Sakura and Naruto spoke at the same time, and then her smile froze. However, Naruto was not looking at her at all. He looked awkward as he read the text on the selection bar that only he could see in front of him. He felt that this selector must be illiterate and the sentences were not very smooth. After careful confirmation, Naruto continued reading, "Today I'll give you a chance. If you sincerely ask me, I can barely accept you as my servant." Ding! Congratulations to the host for completing Goal 2. The reward, stunt, has been successfully distributed. The idea is feasible. The knowledge of the use and application of stunt doubles suddenly flooded into Naruto's mind, as if he had applied it thousands of times in real combat. As long as Naruto wanted to, he could immediately release it. This made Naruto couldn't help but secretly exclaim, "This selector is as he thought, you can choose it all or not." Since that's the case, he wants all 4 rewards. Naruto. Xiaoyin clenched her fists and was almost furious. She had been looking forward to it just now, but now she is so angry. Pushi. Ino suddenly burst out laughing and mocked Sakura recklessly, "Wide forehead, do you hear that Naruto can reluctantly accept you as a servant? Do you disagree?" After finishing speaking, Ino moved Akazumi's eyes to Naruto's face and said happily, "Naruto-jun, hurry up and collect Sakura. I support you." Next second Naruto flashed up to her and looked directly at Ino, saying, "Ino, aren't you very interested in my changes? If you give me a solo strip dance, I can privately teach you how to look good tonight." To be honest, Inoue is very good at dressing up. Her long golden hair is tied into a flowing ponytail at the back, and her slanted bangs on the front fully reflect the youthful vitality of the girl. In the sunlight, her crystal-clear earlobes are adorned with a pair of golden earrings, which are playful and unconventional. However, at this moment, her beautiful face twitched with anger under the stimulation of Naruto's words, and her temples throbbed incessantly. Naruto. With a loud bang, Ino punched heavily on the table, and Naruto's figure was nowhere in front of him. He turned his head and scanned the classroom, and Naruto had already run to Hinata. "You have a weak soul, do you want to die?" At this moment, all the students in the class were shocked and their chins dropped. Naruto not only had a toothache, but also provoked the two female Tyrannosaurus Rex in his class at once. Now he has run to Hinata again. What exactly is he trying to do? No one could guess Naruto's thoughts, including Lumaru, who always thought he was smart. Looking at Naruto at the moment, he suddenly felt as if he didn't understand him. Lumaru, is still lying on the ground. Should we go and help him to his seat? Ding Zi tugged at Lumaru's sleeve. Wait a moment, let me see what Naruto is going to do first. Lumaru stared at Naruto's direction intently, thinking to himself that he wouldn't even bully Hinata. Akamaru. Woo woof woof. Hinata, who was in front of Naruto, also thought the same way. Just now, Naruto spoke and provoked Sakura and Ino. If he came to find him now, he must be coming to humiliate himself severely. Xiao Chu-tian was both shy and afraid, bowing his head and not daring to look at Naruto. His two small hands intertwined, and his 10 small toes swayed like crystal-clear jade shoots through his shoes, as if he was about to dig out a big project. Ding! Congratulations to the host for completing Goal 3. The reward, perfect version of seduction, has been successfully distributed. A cold reminder sounded, and Naruto's smile grew even stronger. With a cheerful smile, he shouted, "Good morning, Hinata Sauce." Good morning, Naruto-jun. Hinata wanted to see Naruto but dared not, afraid that Naruto would immediately utter a humiliating sentence. Don't be afraid, be bold. Naruto-jun is just joking, it's okay. Quietly comforting herself in her heart, Hinata looked up trembling and saw Naruto's chin from his chest, then Naruto's thin lips opened slightly. May I ask if you are interested in marrying me? What? Upon hearing this, a big question mark first appeared on Hinata's small face, then instantly turned red. Her brain crashed on the spot, and she couldn't control herself and collapsed backwards. Hinata, what's wrong with you? Naruto didn't have time to wait for the reward from the selector, so he quickly went to pull Hinata, who was about to fall to the ground. Ding! Congratulations to the host for completing Goal 1. The reward, Shadow Clone Technique, has been successfully distributed. Huiying Building, Huiying Office. Sandai Mu Huiying Ape Fei Rijan observed Naruto's condition through a crystal ball using the technique of a telescope. Seeing the changes in Naruto's appearance and strength, Sandai was first shocked, and then almost sprayed hot tea that he had just drank into his mouth. Cough cough. Cough cough. After coughing several times in a row, the third generation finally returned to normal. Is Naruto, this little ghost, trying to attract people's attention through any new pranks? Let's just go ask him directly. After speaking, the third generation took off their imperial robe and changed into their usual attire, walking slowly towards the outside of the Huiying building. End of this chapter. Chapter 6. The Girl Who Wants to Block the Way. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 6. The Girl Who Wants to Block the Way. Naruto, you stand here honestly and don't move until I call you out, have you heard me? Iruka scolded the boy in front of him who had undergone tremendous changes overnight, feeling mixed in his heart. Today is the day of the graduation exam, and I started to be busy early in the morning. As soon as I arrived at the ninja school, Iruka heard a few headache-inducing questions from his colleagues. Naruto knocked out Inazukaya. Naruto humiliated Sakura and Ino. Naruto bullied Hinata and knocked him out. One thing is more outrageous than another, and even when Iruka obtains a definite answer from the crowd, he doesn't dare to believe it. With a sigh, Iruka softened his tone and said, "Naruto, you want to become Hokage, but you can't harm your companions. Do you understand?" As people who have experienced hardships, Iruka always subconsciously gives Naruto more favor, so even if Naruto suddenly does so many wrong things, he just insists on letting Naruto stand. "Got it, Teacher Iruka, hurry up to the exam room, everyone else can't wait anymore." Naruto waved and urged Iruka to leave. "You guy, you can't wait to drive me away, can you?" Naruto's words felt like he was trying to drive him away. Iruka was furious and wanted to teach him a stern lesson, but on second thought, the exam was about to begin, so it was better not to affect Naruto's mentality. "Come on, Naruto, and invite you to eat ramen noodles after the exam." "Okay, goodbye, Teacher Iruka." As Iruka's figure disappeared, the options in front of Naruto gradually dimmed until they disappeared. Ding! If the target leaves the host's line of sight and the host is unwilling to pursue it, it is considered as giving up the choice. Will not actively pursue also be considered as giving up? Naruto feels that he is one step closer to thoroughly studying the selector. After a brief coma, Hinata had already woken up, but her heart was still pounding wildly, and the words that Naruto had said before kept echoing in her mind. "Get married." Hinata stuttered and murmured, with layers of blush rising up to her ears. She couldn't help but recall the scene when Naruto had stood in front of her and spoken it out with his own mouth. Naruto-jun. Will he be angry if he doesn't get an answer? It would have been great if I hadn't fainted just now. Naruto-jun thinking about it, Hinata's head began to steam up and she became dizzy again. Just as she was about to shut down again, someone suddenly patted her shoulder. "Hinata." "Hi." Hinata suddenly regained consciousness, saw the visitor clearly, and quickly asked, "Inoue Sauce, what's wrong?" Ino angrily said, "That guy from Naruto today is really despicable. He not only humiliated me, but also bullied you, Hinata. Let's go find his trouble together after the exam." Ale. What's the trouble with finding Naruto-jun? How can this be done? Hinata shook his head like a tambourine and said, "No, I'm not going." "Hinata, don't worry." Ino was still afraid of Hinata. After all, Hinata's shyness and timidity were obvious to all. She was also too angry to think of finding someone to block Naruto together. That guy dared to publicly say such shameful words as asking her to strip dance, which is unforgivable. He must teach him well why the flowers are so red. Now that her teeth are still awake, Sakura's broad forehead doesn't want to look for her, and the two of them, Lomaru and Dinxi, have a good relationship with Naruto. The only thing she can find is the common victim, Hinata. Listen to me, there's no way a person can suddenly become stronger. Naruto used to be a crane tail, and he was able to defeat Yo only because Yo was too careless. He didn't treat him as a real enemy, so he lost. As long as we were prepared, we could win him. Ino patiently searched with Hinata for the loophole in the previous battle between Naruto and Yo. Hinata lowered her head and didn't know how to tell Inoue that she didn't feel like she was being bullied. Next, Hinata. The call came from the examination room, and Hinata seemed to have seen a savior. He quickly stood up and left Inoue. "Inoue Sauce, I'm going to take the exam first. I won't go about blocking Naruto-jun's matter." Looking at Hinata's departure, Inoue felt helpless. In fact, what she had just told Hinata was half true and half false, and she was not sure if she could win Naruto. Otherwise, she wouldn't have called people together. "Forget it, if I don't go, then I'll go by myself. I don't believe in a crane tail, how could it suddenly become so strong? Naruto, wait for me." Next, Naruto Vortex. As a punished stand, Naruto was the last one to take the exam, and the winning question was the technique of clone. The newly learned shadow clone came in handy and naturally scored full marks. Naruto, you have finally grown up. In the future, you will also be a ninja who can stand on your own. Iruka personally put on a forehead protector for Naruto and smiled, saying, after becoming a ninja, you also need to work hard, otherwise you won't be able to become Hokage. Listening to Iruka's chatter, Naruto tilted his head and looked out the window at Hoshiyan. Iruka didn't know that he was no longer the original Naruto, and now he had no interest in the position of Huiying. Don't tell Iruka such words, hold them in your heart for now. Telling him has no effect other than making him overthink and causing trouble for himself. Who knows if that terrible old man from the third generation has been looking at this side through that glass ball now. It's also troublesome for Gen and the dark side who have been following them all along. Every move is in their sight, and they can be mischievous or mischievous. However, if they say something that goes against their beliefs, Naruto guesses it may not be as satisfying as their own. Naruto, let's go. I promise to invite you to eat ramen noodles. Okay. You kid, what's going on today? You're so lacking in motivation. That's Teacher Iruka. You're too childish, that's why you're always full of energy. Stinky kid, you even taught me a lesson. When Naruto and Iruka walked out of the ninja school, it was already dusk, the most beautiful moment on a sunny day. As the sun sets, the blonde and blue-eyed girl is still waiting hard on the inevitable path to Naruto's home, but still cannot wait for Naruto, who should have arrived long ago. As day and night alternate, the night breeze blows slowly. Archer. Ino sneezed heavily. The wind was very cold tonight, and she was dressed relatively cool. She couldn't resist it. Her slender and straight snow-white legs were exposed outside, trembling with the cold night wind. Damn it, why haven't you come yet? Where did you die? Even if you're lucky today, I'll let you go for now. After muttering angrily, Inoue Juan hugged his already cold arms and quickly ran towards his own direction. End of this chapter. Chapter 7. Searching for 3,000 Jade Maidens. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 7. Searching for 3,000 Jade Maidens. The west wind is rustling in the wooden leaf training field, and the leaves of the lush trees are scattered all over the sky. As a leaf with clear texture slowly falls, it is hit by a stone and flies towards the target. The boy with golden shattered hair swung the stone, each one hitting the target red heart in front without a single mistake. Chakra is really useful. If it were purely based on physical strength, it would probably have been exhausted long ago. Naruto raised his hand and wiped his sweat. He has been training here for over an hour, trying the ninjutsu he gained today in the physical strength of his body. Overall, it is quite good. The instant double and shadow clone techniques are very practical, and when used, there is no unfamiliarity. The rewards given by the selector are like a sudden enlightenment, and you don't need to practice them slowly even if you have obtained them. There is only one perfect version of the seduction technique that has not been tried yet. Naruto plans to try it again after returning home, and for now, he will practice the accuracy of the target first. Picking up a free stone on the ground and aiming at Red Heart, Naruto heard the creaking sound of fallen leaves stepping on it. Naruto turned around and threw the stone, which fell steadily into the visitor's palm. The newcomer is the highest leader of my village, the third generation Hokage. Sandai casually dropped the stone in his hand and walked slowly towards Naruto, with a kind smile on his face. Naruto, how can you attack people casually? Naruto pretended to be surprised and said, Grandpa-san, I'm sorry. When I heard the sound, I thought some fierce yellow dog was coming over. What description is this? Sandai's face turned black, and the corners of his mouth twitched slightly. Looking at Naruto's face, which was almost the same as that of the fourth generation, his expression was slightly puzzled. It's not a transformation technique, how could such a big change happen to a real face? Taking a deep breath, Sandai asked Naruto, "Naruto, can you tell me if you have had any special experiences recently?" Upon hearing this, Naruto's eyelids twitched. When he saw the changes he had undergone, he guessed that it would definitely happen, but he didn't expect that it would be the third generation personally asking. "I don't quite understand what the third generation grandfather said." Naruto scratched his head and pretended to be innocent. This bad old man is very bad and shows great concern for Naruto. When Naruto was being looked down upon by the villagers due to his identity as a human pillar, he became the only person who took the initiative to care for him. No matter what Naruto did wrong, he always tried his best to be tolerant. Even if Naruto graffiti on Hokage, he never blamed him. He even went to unravel Iruka's feelings and make him genuinely kind to Naruto. It seems that he is the kind-hearted grandfather who treats Naruto the best in the world. But if he really wants Naruto not to be discriminated against by the people in the village, he just needs to inform the villagers that Naruto is the son of the fourth generation Hokage. Why bother to rely on himself to influence Naruto so much? But the third generation did not. He has never clarified for Naruto, and if it is to protect the information of Renjuli, it is even more ridiculous. I really want to protect the identity of Naruto's character Julie, so why tolerate the rampant spread of the nine-tailed character Julie's identity in Kiba? From the fact that Naruto is the son of 4 generations, it seems that if Kiba really wants to hide the nine-tailed character Julie, how could the common people know? So, Naruto probably just wants a Naruto who is influenced by him and unconditionally supports him and his ideals after growing up. Naruto wants to shape the Naruto he wants to see. Unfortunately, third-generation adults, your dream has already been shattered. The Naruto you shaped has disappeared and disappeared. Naruto, haven't you noticed that you have changed a lot now? The smile of the third generation remained kind and said, I've grown so much. I heard you even defeated your classmates today, that's really impressive. Naruto was laughing and thinking about what kind of rhetoric to use to make the third generation believe him when the sound of a selector rang out in his mind, followed by a text that only he could see popping up in front of him. Passive selection trigger. If the third generation Fire Shadow is trying to trick you, he can't understand why you have changed so much. If he wants to know if there have been any accidents that he can't control, what choice will you make? Option 1, maintain friendliness. Insult him, old rascal. You also deserve to know about my grandfather's situation. Hurry up and get out of here, or else you'll kill your whole family. Complete the reward, 20% control of the 9 tails. Option 2, rational treatment. Challenge him, defeat him, and then humiliate him. Complete the reward, spiral pill. Option 3, act recklessly. He is the highest leader of Konoha, control him to give orders to Konoha, and search for 3,000 Jade Maidens for you to enjoy. Complete the reward, reincarnation eye. Option 4, ruthless and ruthless. Cut him off, cut him open, and chop him into pieces. Complete the reward, Mu done. I quickly scanned it, and Naruto's pupils shrank slightly, feeling greatly surprised. What kind of death options are triggered this time, and whether the 2500 selector can kill depends on whether the person is good or not, especially when choosing 3, it's like living in a dream. Even if the third generation of brain teasers really listen to their own commands, can others agree? I estimate that by then, all 3 generations of myself will be imprisoned as insane. The previous few choices, although not a single one was normal, were always made with some choices. This time, it was pure suicide. Just as Naruto was about to give up, he suddenly realized that option 2 rewarded him with a spiral pill. The appearance of spiral pill among the 4 reward options seems extremely unreasonable. Although spiral pill is also considered a powerful ninjutsu, compared to the other 3 rewards that appeared this time, it is simply a world of difference. Naruto speculates that the reward for the task may be related to the difficulty of achieving the choice. The third and fourth choices are completely impossible to achieve, so they respectively reward the bug like reincarnation eye and Mu done. Although the first option carries a high risk of being imprisoned or handed over to the team to transform into an obedient weapon, it can be achieved simply by speaking up, so the reward is relatively reduced. In contrast, the spiral pill that appears in the second option is completely like a gift, optional. However, it was this gift-like reward that made Naruto discover the Huadian. Although it may seem like all 4 items are not optional, in fact, choosing the second option is feasible. Who stipulated that without becoming a formal ninja, one cannot defeat Hokage? Spiral pill, I'll take it. 3rd generation grandpa, before asking any questions, why don't you beat me first? Otherwise, I won't tell you anything. Naruto smiled brightly and made a gesture of sealing his seal. The 3rd generation was somewhat surprised and didn't quite understand Naruto's brain circuits. Before he could react, he heard Naruto shouting from across the street. Color seduction, perfect upgraded version. End of this chapter. Chapter 8. Miss in the Mountain is harmed. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 8. Miss in the Mountain is harmed. Her golden long hair fluttered in the wind, and a few droplets of water slid across her clear face. Her hydrated and translucent skin was flushed with a hazy moonlight, and her elusive appearance seemed to be lingering. With a loud bang, the nosebleeds of the 3rd generation flew out, and the whole person fell straight to the ground as if without a soul. Lust attraction technique, solution. Naruto's voice was mocking, and he walked slowly to Sandai's side, saying, "Sedan old man, even trash like you deserves to be a Hokage. Let's just abdicate and give up to Sien as soon as possible." Ding! Congratulations to the host for completing Goal 2. The reward, Spiral Pill, has been successfully distributed. After a while Sandaimu sat on the grass, holding a handkerchief to wipe off the still flowing nosebleeds, and said, "Naruto, you little bastard, you're still studying the vulgar ninjutsu technique of seduction." The old man still spoke hard. "You didn't last for 2 seconds under the seduction technique just now. Shut up, don't say anything more." Sandai spoke fiercely, but his heart relaxed a lot. What Naruto had just done was still the same Naruto he was familiar with. He used strange ninjutsu to defeat him and wanted to pull him down from Hokage's position. The only difference is that Naruto's seduction technique has become more sophisticated than before, and this time it has even truly disrupted his mind, even in a short moment. Confusing the mind of a shadow-level ninja is something that even many advanced illusions cannot achieve. However, given the unique nature of this move, it cannot be evaluated for 3 generations at a time. Enough fuss, now it's time to get down to business. Sandai put away his handkerchief and looked at Naruto seriously. "Tell me what happened to you these past few days." The pitch-black forest was filled with the constant chirping of insects and birds, and a bright moon was reflected in the center of the lake. Naruto's eyes drooped and his expression was gloomy. "I have seen the 4th generation of adults." Naruto's tone was plain, but his emotions were all written on his face. He silently extended his palm, and chakra flowed in his palm, forming a deep blue sphere. Spiral ball. Sandai's face was unbelievable and shocking. "I didn't expect Naruto to say such a strange thing as seeing Daimu, but the spiral pill in Naruto's palm had to make Sandaimu believe that what Naruto said was true. It should have been through the sealing technique of the Vortex clan that something was left inside Naruto's body. "Naruto, what did the 4 generations you dreamt of say to you?" asked Sandai. "He hasn't spoken to me," Naruto said. Upon hearing this, the 3 generations breathed a sigh of relief. He watched Naruto grow up and knew that although he was mischievous, he was not very good at lying, and his emotions were usually written on his face. "Shuemen, as the inheritor of the will of fire, as well as the fire shadow, you must also understand me." Naruto said in disappointment, "He just taught me the 3-body technique and spiral maru and disappeared. He hasn't appeared since yesterday morning." 3rd generation grandpa, do you think 4th generation uncle hates me and won't come? Is it because I didn't learn ninjutsu fast enough, but I really worked hard already? The third generation looked at Naruto, who was gazing at the starry sky, and picked up a leaf from the ground. Naruto, the fourth generation taught you ninjutsu not to disappoint you. He hoped that you could inherit his will of fire and protect the wooden leaves for him. Naruto looked up at the starry sky. It was really tiring to deceive this dead old man for 3 generations. He looked like a leader of a cult and started brainwashing whenever he had the opportunity. After suffering for so many years, Naruto still needs his help to protect the leaves of wood. Does Naruto want to ask you about your 2 arms? Not participating in the destruction of Kiba can be considered a handsome and kind-hearted person. Seeing Naruto not speaking, Sandai thought he was in sadness and reached out to pat his shoulder. Keep your spirits up, Naruto. Didn't you always want to be recognized by everyone as Hokage? Let's strive for the 4th generation who teaches you ninjutsu. MD, can this dead old man keep his mouth shut? The next day, Naruto put on his clothes and tied his forehead protector to his arm before leaving the door, yawning all the way. Last night, he was put on a PUA by a 3rd generation old man for over 2 hours, and he returned home very late with severe sleep deprivation. Just as he was about to reach the ninja school, Naruto met him. No, it should be said that he was stopped by Ino on the street. If Naruto goes around her to the left, stop her to the left, and if Naruto goes around her to the right, stop her to the right. Naruto Vortex, where did you go yesterday? I waited for you until evening and couldn't see your figure. Inoue was really angry. Yesterday, in order to block Naruto, she almost caught a cold and was scolded by her parents for coming home late without reporting it. She angrily scolded, "You despicable bastard." Naruto. Is it another 2-arm? Naruto doesn't understand why Inoue made him sound like a heartbroken scumbag, and he doesn't know which one got it wrong. That's the young lady from the mountain family, isn't she? How could she be related to that little ghost? Are you talking about that cute little boy? I think they're a good match. What to match? That's the 9-tailed demon. Oh really, I didn't even recognize it. The changes are quite significant, but it's really him. I saw him come out of that house with my own eyes. According to Miss Shanjong, she waited for that little ghost until evening yesterday. The young lady from the mountain family must not have been harmed, right? Amidst the idle chatter around and Naruto's surprised expression, Inoue finally realized that he had said the wrong thing and quickly explained that it had nothing to do with Naruto, but the effect seemed to be poor. Others were already preconceived and could not explain clearly for a while. Naruto yawned at the sight and continued walking forward. Ino paid attention to what others said, but he didn't care. Just go ahead and let it be like a dog barking. However, before taking 2 steps, Ino ran over and blocked Naruto's path. You're not allowed to leave. Inoue opened his arms and vowed to never give way. Naruto raised his eyebrows and said displeased, "If you have a brain problem, go to the Muba hospital to see a doctor. Don't block my way. You bastard." Ino wrinkled his small nose and a pretty face full of anger. Not only did he insult me with those words yesterday, but he also cursed me for being sick today. I must beat you up. Yesterday. Naruto suddenly realized that Inoue came to him because of what he said to Inoue yesterday in order to receive a reward. Just as Naruto was planning to apologize to Ino and let this matter pass, Ino suddenly put his hands together and faced Naruto. This gesture was a secret technique of the Yamanaka family, the seal of the heart-turning technique. Passive selection triggered due to your humiliation yesterday. Inoue Yamanaka harbored resentment towards you and planned to teach you a lesson. He launched an attack on you, and the choice you will make is, choose one, stay friendly. Dodge the attack, humiliate her again with language, tell her it's best to obediently send her to your door and wait for you at night. Complete rewards, 36 binding methods, option 2, rational treatment. Beat her and let her know why the flower is so red. Complete the reward, 1% control of the 9 tails, option 3, act recklessly. If you dare to take the initiative to harm you, you must punish her severely, defeat her, and then complete the reward on the street. Heart-turning technique, option 4, ruthless and ruthless. No need to say more, kill it. Complete the reward, 10% control of the 9 tails. Do you still need to choose such a simple question? Naruto avoided Ino's seal position and quickly turned behind her before she could release it. End of this chapter. Chapter 9. The Impotence and Fury of 9 Tails. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 9. The Impotence and Fury of 9 Tails. It's too slow. If that's all you have, don't try to provoke me. The weak should have their own self-awareness. A gentle voice echoed in her ears, and Ino's pupils shrank slightly. Her face was stunned, and a sense of fear surged in her heart. She turned over at her fastest speed, facing Naruto's sarcasm with a contemptuous expression, and couldn't help but curl her fingers. I originally thought that even if Naruto was really strong, I would still have the ability to fight him, but I didn't expect Naruto to be so fast. Why did he serve as the tail of the crane for so long? Before Ino could retreat to the safe area to think about the issue, she saw that Naruto had quickly raised her hand and quickly shouted, "Wait. There's nothing to wait for. Go to my house tonight and apologize to me." The mysterious meaning of the woodleaf body technique. A casual knife. The fair back of the neck was hit, causing a tingling sensation. Then, Inoue's consciousness gradually disappeared, her clear eyes closed, her blonde hair fluttered in the wind, and she fell straight towards the ground. At this critical moment, Naruto quickly took a step back. "Pop it." Watching the beautiful girl lying quietly on the ground, Naruto waved his sleeve and almost hit his foot without paying attention. He thought to himself that he should be more careful next time. Ding! Congratulations to the host for completing Selection 1. The rewards, 36 binding methods, have been successfully distributed. Ding! Congratulations to the host for completing Selection 2. The reward, 1% of the 9 tails control, has been successfully distributed. As 30.6 extremely abnormal binding postures flooded into his mind, Naruto finally felt relieved and continued walking towards the ninja school. Rewards and so on, who would think too much of it? Of course, all that can be taken is taken. What if it comes in handy at some point? As for Ino, who was knocked unconscious on the road, Naruto was too lazy to care about her. With so many of his dark companions growing up every day, they naturally went to wake up the only daughter in the mountains. As expected by Naruto, shortly after she left, a masked purple-haired dark figure jumped from a tree to Inoue's side and picked her up, gently placing her on a chair by the roadside. "I just fainted, taking a break will naturally wake me up." It's really impolite, even girls can be so aggressive. Isn't their conversation quite intimate just now? They said they were together last night. Are they that kind of relationship? Ah, really? Even hitting my girlfriend is not a good thing. Poor Miss Mountain, sigh. Listening to the gossip of passers-by, the purple-haired dark department didn't understand why these passers-by could guess so recklessly. However, this was not within her scope. Others could think as they pleased, and it had nothing to do with her. After enduring the pressure to obtain the registration form from the school, I found a photo studio and took a photo to hand over to the 3rd generation in the Huiying building. During this time, I encountered the great-grandson of the 3rd generation, Miyamaru, who challenged the 3rd generation. It's a coincidence that if Naruto doesn't come, Kayamaru won't come. When Naruto comes, Kayamaru happens to be there. Who knows if Kayamaru has just been placed in the Hokage building. Whether it was 3 generations of stage singing or really so coincidental, Naruto was too lazy to form any friendship with the little ghost and didn't even glance at their grandsons and grandsons much before returning home. There are still a few days left until the next class, and Naruto has been wandering on the street, brushing his choices, in addition to practicing various newly learned binding techniques. Unfortunately, the selector seemed suffocated and never came out once, which made Naruto feel a bit frustrated. April is the season for daydreaming, with sunny weather that is peaceful and beautiful. On the last day of the holiday, I inexplicably felt very tired. After wandering on the street all day, I returned to my small apartment and lay directly on the sofa with my eyes closed. Life Selector Rule Upgrade in 1% 13%, Dida. Dida. When Naruto opened his eyes again, he was already in front of a large iron cage. Long time no see. Naruto loudly greeted the still-bound Nine Tails in the M style. Roar. Jade wanted to roar loudly, but due to the restraint on its mouth, it could only make a low growl and had no deterrent effect at all. I have lived for thousands of years, and even when I was controlled by Uchiha, Nine Tails didn't feel so restrained. I couldn't even move my body, so I was forced to maintain this strange posture all the time. It's really too painful. Little devil, quickly untie the old man's seal, otherwise I'll tear you apart if I go out. Haha, you can't even break the seal and say you're going to tear me off. You're quite funny. With the blessing of two seals, Naruto shamelessly joked about the Nine Tails. Nine Tails' eyes were filled with boundless anger. It wanted to immediately break free from its shackles and strangle the little ghost that dared to mock it, but despite its repeated attempts, no matter how much it released the chakra, it could never break the iron chain. These days, Jade feels like he's going crazy. Even if he's just sleeping in a cage like before, it's okay. Although the cage is quite small for him, at least there's still room for him to move around. And now what's going on with this terrible iron chain? It no longer wants to maintain this position. You despicable insects, what is the iron chain that binds me? Quickly untie me. Yeah, the despicable insects have locked you up. With a huge chakra, you're not even as good as insects. Upon hearing Naruto's mockery, Nine Tails became even more angry, with a surge of hatred in his eyes. I will definitely tear you apart. However, it was just incompetent and furious. Naruto was too lazy to pay attention to it and planned to withdraw. However, at this moment, the selector that Naruto had been waiting for several days finally appeared again, and it turned out that it had quietly upgraded after disappearing for a few days. Ding! Life Selector upgrade completed. Improved reward system and friendly options, added currency and various props in this world as rewards, allowing you to view the function of reward props in advance, helping hosts make more precise choices about their lives. Passive selection trigger. Jade hates you because he is too painful to be bound and has let go of his harsh words towards you. What choice will you make? Option 1, stay friendly. Agree to untie its shackles and successfully influence it with love and kindness. Complete reward, 46% Nine Tails control. Option 2, rational treatment. Persuade it to agree to sign a contract with you and become your servant under your seat. Complete the reward, Devil's Contract X1, Option 3, act recklessly. The fiery fox is also particularly beautiful, so give it a hardness treatment. Complete the reward, 100,000 taels in cash, Option 4, ruthless and ruthless. No need to say more, completely kill it. Complete the reward, 50% of nine-tailed chakras, the second appearance of the demon contract. Naruto was really curious about what this thing was, so he used a new feature to check in advance. End of this chapter. Chapter 10. How to do hands. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 10 How to do hands Devil's Contract. Retrieve the souls of defeated creatures within a week and bring them into an independent alien space to converse with. If the other party agrees to sign a contract to become a servant, they will gain the special ability of the Devil's Seal and also pay the price of transferring ownership of the soul to the master. There is no way to escape. Note: normally stored in a different space, it needs to be summoned by the recipient, and regardless of whether the other party signs or not, it will dissipate upon use. Control the soul and accept servants. Compared to the other rewards, this thing is somewhat novel for Naruto and is a relatively good choice. With a thought, Naruto folded the text layout and looked up at the M-shaped 9 tails. 9 llamas, do you want to achieve true freedom? Insect, what kind of trick are you trying to do? Hurry up and give me the iron chain, otherwise I'll let it go. As Joey spoke, he suddenly froze and his eyelids twitched. He asked, how did you know my name? This is not a rare thing, let alone your name, I have a basic understanding of things in this world. Naruto's face was expressionless, as plain as water. I'll ask you again, do you want true freedom? Answer me. Who do you think you're talking to, kid? It seems that you still don't understand your current situation. Naruto raised his hand and immediately the right front paw of Joey followed suit. Under the frightened gaze of 9 tails, its right front paw completely disregarded its own control and clenched into a fist. Do you feel it? Now a part of your body is completely under my control. As long as the iron chain remains, one day your body will be completely under my control, your consciousness will dissipate in the world, and your chakra will be completely consumed by me. Naruto smiled and said, now I'm giving you a chance. You have no choice, 9 llamas. Either wait for me to devour you, or listen to me. I'll give you freedom. Naruto was not lying. If it weren't for the devil's contract that sparked Naruto's interest, he would have planned to slowly brush his choices, increasing his control over Kyoto to 100%, and then Kyoto would completely GG. If someone had threatened Joey like this half a month ago, Joey would have scoffed at him. For thousands of years, someone sealed him, someone controlled him by writing will eyes, but no one could actually kill him. But now Joey really feels that it has lost control over a small part of its body. This is not the control of the Sharingan's pupils, but the actual part of its body that no longer listens to its conscious commands. This is a very terrifying thing. Joey felt for the first time that she might really die. How do you want to give me freedom? 9-tailed finally became rational. When I become the strongest, I will give you true freedom while ensuring that I don't die, allowing you to roam the mountains, rivers, seas, and oceans, Naruto replied. Can you become the strongest? 9-tailed is not satisfied with the answer given by Naruto, and this statement is like playing with it. Naruto's smile turned serious and he said, of course it can, it must be. If we had traveled to another world, perhaps we could have become a salted fish without dreams, but not here. Naruto must become stronger here, and he doesn't want to die in the infinite monthly reading opened by Uchiha. What do you need me to do? 9-tailed lowered his eyes. According to Naruto, it had no choice but to trust him and bet on his determination and ability. I want you to promise to sign a contract with me when the opportunity is right in the future, and be my servant under my seat before I let you go, Naruto said. After hesitating for a long time, Joey nodded and said, sure. It's just a spiritual contract, and human life can only last for 100 years at most. Ding! Congratulations to the host for completing Selection 1. The reward, Devil Contract X1, has been successfully distributed. Upon hearing the information, Naruto immediately felt relieved and made the right bet. The question review was indeed a very important matter. He noticed that the requirement for choosing option 2 was for Joey to agree, not necessarily for signing. By using the iron chain that bound the 9 tails and pretending to be a tiger, he successfully secured the 9 tails and agreed. Otherwise, he wouldn't have any contract. Young master, can you help me untie the iron chain now? Said Joey. Naruto was also confused when he heard this. The iron chain was tied by himself when clearing negative states, and he didn't know how to untie it. With this thought in mind, the iron chain on Joey's body automatically loosened and disappeared. In an instant, Joey felt comfortable all over, feeling that the dark cage had become much more beautiful. It could now lazily lie on the ground to sleep, instead of maintaining that extremely strange position. Great. Take your time to rest, I'll leave first. The next day, Dongfang Fish Belly appeared white, and after making breakfast, Naruto stood in front of the mirror to take care of his image. He changed into a pure white shirt, black pants, and an abstinence-oriented tie-tie appeared in the mirror. The only downside is that the wooden leaf forehead protector is really ugly, no matter where it is worn, it looks ugly. In the end, I had no choice but to tie it to my left arm. Thanks to his much more handsome appearance, few people have recognized him these days as the low-quality guy he used to be. Not only can he buy things he wants, but sometimes he even offers discounts proactively. Sure enough, handsome guys are easily liked by others. Whether they are strong or not is temporary, and whether they are handsome or not is a lifelong matter. After tidying up and heading out to ninja school, Naruto caught the attention again, but he didn't pay much attention. The handsome guy always had to get used to being watched by others. For example, Sasuke Wang Yuji, who is about to become a teammate with Naruto, has long been accustomed to the enthusiastic gaze of girls turning a blind eye to it. Just as Naruto was searching for Sasuke's seat, two figures suddenly emerged from behind. "Naruto, what have you done to Inoue, this guy?" Lumaru stared at the dead fish's eyes and became extremely lazy. Ding Ci, who had been eating potato chips without stopping, also asked, "Yes, Inoue has been sad because of you for a long time." "I didn't do much to her," Naruto said calmly and honestly. "A few days ago, she blocked me and I knocked her out." "How could you do anything to your girlfriend, you guy?" Ding Ci scolded solemnly. "Naruto." Lumaru nodded and said, "Yes, although I also think women are troublesome, it's too much of a move. Moreover, Ino is still the youngest son of me and Tinji, Naruto." "What kind of thing?" Naruto raised his eyebrows and asked in confusion, "Which one of you got it wrong? When did I have a girlfriend?" Seeing whether Naruto dared to act or not, Ding Ci frowned and said, "You're still pretending. Now everyone knows that Inoue was being bullied by you at night. The next day, he happily asked you for a date, but you even hit her." End of this chapter.